Today I thought I'd give Tatyova, Benthic, Druid a try to see what all the fuss is about, because she's very powerful. You can basically draw your whole deck eventually, and you want to essentially build the deck to have as many cards as you can that just puts lands onto the battlefield. So the classics like Explore into the North, Regrowth, can get any of those back. Growth Spiral, you know, they're all the classic 2-mana stuff. Then once we get to 3 mana, we're looking at Scoot Swarm. This is a win condition in itself. If you combine that with something like Scape Shift, you can get out all your lands over and over again and then just crush your opponent. The curve is actually kind of aggressively costed because I found it very difficult to get out a lot of the 7 and 8 drops that I tried when I had the first few builds, and she was just dying left, right and centre. And I lowered the curve and I had to put a lot of fairly evil cards in, just because I was finding that Simic win cons are actually kind of hard to come by. I think they normally win from just annoying your opponent to death, but you've got the extra turn spells, Aaron's Epiphany, Khan's Temporal Sundering, Time Warp, and then I found that the early game was struggling as well because Green-Blue struggles with removal quite a bit, so I've had to put in just a counter spell and a negate and a spell paste just to protect from the early onslaught of spells essentially that are going to kill us. Absorb Energy is what's really good to make the stuff in our hand a bit cheaper. The deck does have a slight graveyard package with the Crucible of Worlds, and you also have the Remnant Excavators, so if you ever play fetch lands, you can play them multiple times from the graveyard. So the deck uses the old trick of using all the fetch lands from New Capenna, as well as the classic Terramorphic Expanse and the Evolving Wilds. So whenever you play those, you're going to draw 2, gain 2 with each Tatyova trigger, which is pretty cool. You have to think a little bit outside the box because just landfall triggers isn't going to work, so it's quite a grindy deck to be perfectly honest, but if you want to give it a go, the deck list will be in the description beneath. Check it out, tell me what you think, give it a go. You will be facing fairly tough enemies because she is, I think, in fairly high bracket here. Yeah, don't forget to leave me a like and a sub if you appreciate what I've been doing on the channel, and don't forget you can also check out my Ko-fi donations page to help me buy daily necessities. Alright, let's get into the gameplay. We go first against Quasar. I feel like I'm in a bracket where everyone's using combo decks here, which is just kind of terrifying. I mean, I know that Tatyova is strong, but I just don't think it's as strong as these other decks are. Let's go for the Dryad. So yeah, we've got a lot of mana out already. I mean, we're really setting ourselves up for getting killed here by a board wipe, but I suppose eventually once they get to 3 or 4 mana, we'll have the Absorb Energy up. That's probably going to be useful. The Celestus. Yeah, so let's just leave up the Absorb Energy and start swinging in here. I don't want to risk not getting the board wipe that they're probably going to have here. It is kind of strange how we miss so many land drops, but then also Absorb Energy is going to be great as well because otherwise they can literally combo off. Playing the Quasar would suggest they don't have a board wipe. Yeah, let's go for the Tatyova first so we can just start drawing more cards. Oh, Spell Pierce, that's going to be very, very cheeky here. Goodness me, we're going to play so many lands, draw so many things. So you can see the power level here is just ludicrous. Let's draw the counter spell. And then we get to filter. Absolutely ludicrous here. Field of Ruin as well. Yeah, I think we just swing in now. I don't know how they're going to get past our shields. We have 2 counter spells. The only way would be a Supreme Verdict, which doesn't exist in the format yet. That would be a good card though, although probably a bit too good, to be honest. Vanishing Verse. Let's try and counterspell that. because the Dryad is pretty awesome. They can have another removal spell for Tatyova. Okay, so it was a trap, but it's fine. We can just recast. We've got another counter spell on top. Yeah, let's just go for it. Let's just get greedy, guys. Because if we hit more lands on top, we might be able to... Sure, okay. So we've got the Tamiyo safekeeping, which will keep Tatyova safe. They haven't given up, which means they're probably going to have something like a Farewell or... Emiri is cool, but we've got Spell Pierce. Is that just game then? Yeah, just game. Wow, that felt pretty powerful. And we didn't even do much, which is kind of crazy. Opponent goes first with Shieldred. And we don't have a very good starting hand, to be honest. Quite slow. No ramp, so let's mulligan this. This is a lot better. If we can get the Search for Scanter online, should be nice, especially if they have any discard effects. So I'm guessing they're going to be the combo build, because it always seems to be. Don't have any removal for Shieldred though, which is kind of scary. Could be the downfall of the deck. It is incredibly removal light, but building it, I just want it to be really streamlined, and you have to sacrifice a bit of removal when you just use straight up Simic as well. It's a very deceptive colour pairing because it looks and sounds scary to face, and it is, but its removal options isn't where its strength lies. It's the late game. Okay, fantastic. No early plays from them. They're going to feed the swarm, aren't they? Yep. Okay, so if they go for Shieldred, okay, they've missed a land drop. Timeless Witness is nice because it can get back the search. I think I might do that. Or I could just go for the Beseiju. Yeah, we'll get some lands first. There's actually no rush for the Search for Scanter because it... Against Shieldred, we kind of want to get back removal spells. Damn, okay. They didn't get to cast Shieldred at all. That is a shame. We go first against the mirror match. Okay, so we've got a lot of ramp, and I'm guessing they do too. Leyline, so they can cast spells as though they had flash. Very powerful start. Makes me jealous because obviously I'd love to be able to have that. It's going to be difficult to react to their stuff, although we do have the Broken Bond, so I guess it's not really an issue. They could have a Swan Song here. They have an Opt. Okay, well, Opt is already instant, so... Scape Shift is going to be a really fantastic way to refill our hands. So next turn I think we go Settle the Wilds. We get 2 cards into our hand. And if we hit a land drop, that would be nice as well. Fantastic. So we hit the land drop. Yeah, we go for Settle. We get ourselves a 5 drop. Zendikar's Royal. Okay, this is very sweet as well. Depending on what they do. Okay, so that's an enchantment, so we can actually kill that with the Return to Nature. Which is very surprisingly relevant, the Return to Nature there. And it feels a bit sad playing all these land drops before we get anything out, but I just want to establish our lands a bit more than them because we went first as well. We want to be able to react. We could go for the Tatyova Otawara, or we could go for... Let's have a look. Okay, yeah, I think... Yeah, because we got the Breeding Pool, I will... Oh, it costs 3 with the Legend. Okay, fair enough. So we only have 1 forest, so this Nissa's actually not very good right now. 9 o'clock. Thassa's Oracle. So if they tap out, we could probably go for the... Yeah, we want to go for the Zendikar's Royal first, don't we? To be honest. Yeah, let's try the Royal. And then let's just play the lands. Let's get them down. I don't think they're going to have as much interaction as I thought. I mean, yeah, okay. And I get the feeling they're not going to want to block with the Tatyova. Yeah, thought as much. So things we have to look out for: extra turn spells. That happened literally a split second after I said it. Okay, but I mean, they still don't really have any good attacks. That just let them draw an extra card. Migration Path, this draws them 2 more cards. Yeah, okay, yeah. They're doing the thing. They're doing the thing that the deck's meant to do. Come on, just tap out so we can scape shift. If we scape shift for all the lands, then we're going to be able to... Oh, they're probably going to mill themselves. So they draw 2 now for every land play. That's pretty crazy. Ruin Crypt, it's a mill strategy as well. Okay. Okay. Here we go then. Cobra. I think we can just go off here, can't we? We can do some silly things here. Let's just think about this for a second. Yeah, because Scape's just going to let us just play everything, isn't it? Look at the triggers. Oh my goodness. So I guess a board wipe, or don't know. There could be any number of scale things that can retaliate with. Raven form, that's a good one. Okay, let's go for QQ. So we tapped all our mana. We're going to go for Scape Shift. I think we're just going to choose all the lands here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Didn't tap that one, did it? Screw it. Let's just go for it. Absolutely crazy. 10 lands. Let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, Relic Tower's going to be great. 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh my goodness. I don't think I've ever seen this many triggers in my life for a landfall. Okay. That's a lot of creatures. They could struggle here. Don't forget that Lotus Cobra is going to give us loads of mana. Crucible of Worlds, fantastic. Elrond's Epiphany, yeah, I think we've basically got this one in the bag then with the Elrond's Epiphany. So have I accidentally made a combo deck? I don't know. I think it takes a lot of pieces. I mean, props to the opponent for letting me actually do all this. So we're going to run out of basics, I think. But yeah, I think the weird thing is the Lotus Cobra is the most broken part, because even though the lands come in tap, they kind of don't at the same time. Yeah, I think we just win, because once we can untap of all these man lands, yeah, there's nothing they can really do here. And we have infinite hand size as well. Never has the Relic Tower been so important. Right, so we go for extra turn. I think they could just concede. Ancient Green Warden's going to double any land triggers as well. That's pretty crazy. Yeah. Oops. Opponent goes first with Hinata again. And our starting hand is not too bad. The counter spell is probably going to be pretty useful here. We have a green source coming in tapped. So it's green and blue, so we can counter spell next turn if we want to. But into the north is probably looking more appealing here. Signet, so they could go for the Hinata next turn, so maybe we just... Yeah, we'll hold off on the into the north and just keep up the counter spell, I think. Or we could counter to Fairy, which is going to be equally as horrendous. Ramming up Excavator. Doesn't actually ramp us. So we go for the actual ramp. And then next turn, if they tap out, we can go for the Nissa maybe. It's a bit risky because they could have a way to deal lots of damage to both. Okay, Galazeth, is that really a problem? Maybe not. This could be useful to get some attackers in. I don't really want to play Nissa out because they could probably kill it with the Galazeth plus some kind of fireball effect. So now any fetch lands we draw is going to be good. Let's try for the Elvish Reclaimer here. This is also really good with these Endercards Royal if it survives. So they might want to counter this because it's a 2-for-1 if they do. So then if they negate this or something, they get rid of the big creature later on as well. And that's fine. Okay, they let it resolve. They know that we have... they know that they have bigger fish to fry. So go for the ramming up Excavator as well. Nothing in the graveyard to play yet. But let's say they kill our land when this makes it a creature. That would be useful to redeploy that from the graveyard. Oh, that's rough. That is very rough there. Okay. So probably best to not tap all the forests here. Let's face it, they're going to have a counter spell, aren't they? No? Okay.
I will aid you.
So what are they thinking of doing here? Okay, we'll go for the Tatyova then. Interesting. They're thinking about killing the forest, perhaps? Soul Seer. Okay. Fair enough. So they could have used that to kill the Nissa. Which leads me to believe they have another way to go for her instead. Something like a mass manipulation would be just awful for us right now. They stole the Nissa. We'd be in a lot of trouble. Yeah, that Devlin Clarion really did just take so much power away from us. Hinata. Okay. So let's see if we can get an extra turn here. Wow, okay, that's pretty good.
Harness the elements.
So let's try and go for the Tatyova because we can't get past the Hinata anyway. Ogiti's command, sure. Yeah, it's annoying, but we kind of saw that coming, didn't we? I think we're going to want a Raven from the Hinata. That's going to really help slow them down. Although they still have enough flying to kill the... Oh no, there will be 4, that's 5, isn't it?
Be wary of the ground you walk on.
And then we can just deploy Beanstalk Giant. Yeah, that seems good. So if they do go for another board wipe, they will lose to Galazeth. Yeah, and this is allowing us to do some very disgusting stuff. I mean, that extra turn pushed us a little bit forward, but they've still got 4 cards in hand, so... Okay, so they're coming at us. What does that suggest? They have an answer for Nissa. Okay. That's interesting. That is interesting. So let's find a card here with the Gate to the Sea Tower. Harrow. Interesting. So if we go for Scoot Swarm. Yeah, go for Scoot Swarm. Then we can Harrow. And this will give us some more Scoot Swarm. So they're really going to want a board wipe here, aren't they? Yeah, so they don't have a board wipe. They're going to be in a lot of trouble. I think the reason they didn't kill the Nissa could be because they want to steal it, which is scary.
The land fights
Let's
for
just
us.
swing in with a 9/9 here. So if they have a board wipe that deals 3 damage to all of our stuff, that's gonna absolutely murder us. But there's not really much else we could have done to get around that, sadly. Obviously, it would have been nice to have the Tatyova out to be able to draw more cards, but given how much reactive defenses and proactive they have, it's just really difficult. They're very confident because they've gone to 10. They don't seem too bothered. Ouch.
The land will not forsake.
And they get us with combat damage as well. Okay, yeah, fair enough. That was a very clean victory there from them. Opponent goes first with Yorian. Yorian's very strong, even though he doesn't have the companion ability. So it's crazy to think how strong he is. He recently got banned in, I think, modern was it? Or Legacy? So I don't really like using the fetch lands before the Cobra, but it's the only way we can get the green for now. So next turn we go Cobra, Otawara, and then following turn Obscura Storefront, and things are looking good because we've got the Raminam Excavator as well. I think board wipes are our worst enemy here, as is customary. Oh yeah, that's going to be good. Fetch lands, Raminam, Potion of Healing when it comes in, draw a card. That's pretty good with anything that comes in and just draws a card. It's going to be great in a Yorian build here. They may just kill the Cobra if they know what's good for them. Potion of Healing. Fairly new to the game, just came in the Dungeons and Dragons set. Golden Egg. Draws cards, yeah. I mean, it's deceptive, right? Because they're just refilling their hand, but once they get out the Yorian, things are looking crazy. Are they going to Swords to Plowshares, my Cobra? So let's get an extra... I can only choose islands with that one. It's all good. So good. So we've got 4 mana. We can Broken Bond one of these, but I'm not that bothered about those. Go for the Emergent Sequence, which gives us a land. And then we can still play the Raminap Excavator if we want to. Okay. And the swinging as well. Yeah. Obviously, they have a board wipe. It does pretty much mean they win the game. But if they don't, then we're going to be able to do some funny things. Not funny for them, funny for us. And then all we need is a way to kind of protect our field, counter spells, some kind of... Interesting, so they're not actually going to play anything. They might be waiting for us to play more creatures. Okay, well we might as well play from the graveyard because we've got the excavator here. But yeah, that is just so ludicrous when you think, play from the graveyard. You get all this extra mana because of the Cobra. I don't really want to go for the Tatyova yet because just in case they have a board wipe. So I'm perfectly happy establishing even more lands, I suppose. And we could just Broken Bond. I mean, they can pay, which means that they'll be able to... So we won't be able to play our extra land. So I think actually, for now, I think we'll just foretell this. But saying that, what if they do want to play something else? Then we can stop them. Yeah, let's just stop them drawing an extra card. If they pay 1 to let this go... Okay, so... That just means when they play Yorian, they don't get to... I'm not going to attack in case I've got some kind of flash blocker here. That means they draw 1 fewer card. So that's fine with me. They paid 1 to stop us playing a land. They gain 3. They get -1 card. Okay, sure. Right. So it looks like they're still holding up. Right. Let's just give them Tatyova then. Because we'll be able to cast them again next turn. There we go. There's the counter spell. Well, if they're gonna be like that, I'm tempted to just exile the golden egg. And then they don't get the bird because if they pay the 2, they'll gain 3 life. And that means they're not going to draw anything with Yorian now. They let it go. Oh my god, I think that paid off. I think the sheer fact we got rid of any of their card advantage engines, that's crazy, yeah. So the moral of that story is just go for them, just kill them if you see them and they're viable targets, because it could have gone from 2 cards drawn to 4 cards drawn, and we cut them off by 100 to 200%. So always destroy the rocks, or the eggs, sorry, should I say. Did you know that you can help my channel by watching another one of my videos? Go ahead, you know you want to.